Hey you guys, I hope everybody had a great day today. Another day down, another one in the books. We got one more day to close out this week, and we're going to attack it like we do every day, see if we can make it happen. I tweeted this out last night, but I want to warn everybody this is a scam alert. Millions of people worldwide have fallen for the 40-40-40 scam. And that's where you make someone else rich by working 40 plus hours a week for 40 years and then retire on 40% of what you couldn't afford to live off of in the first place. And we all know that's just a regular 9-to-5 job. And this is probably what motivates people into looking into trading, looking into taking control of their own lives or going to business for themselves. But, this is as true as it gets. This is as real as it gets. Now, yeah, some people, that's their goal. Their dream is to work for somebody, and they're getting what they want out of it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But for the people that have more inside of them, or that want more, that dream about more, there's no need to get up and go to that place every day when you have something else in your heart. And those are the people that are really getting scammed. So it's just something to think about, something I put out yesterday. I found it. I can't remember where I found it, but just retweeted it out and put it on Facebook, and just wanted to share that message. Now, this morning, we had a nice list of stocks we were looking at. And, my thing is I do my watch list, and then I try to narrow it down to those 1 or 2 stocks that I'm going to track, that I feel is going to give me the best opportunity. So this morning, Twitter was gapping up on earnings. And it was something that I anticipated because, we were running up into earnings. We had the market sell off, which kind of, hurt it. But into the earnings day, we were making some steam here. We had a gap up the previous day. So my thing was, it's probably going to gap up and going to give us an opportunity to short it that day, the earnings day. Because what's going to happen is people are going to start taking profit. You're going to have the people that buy, and it may give it a little spike, and then it's going to start selling off because the professional traders are going to be taking profit. They got in down here, and once we gapped up, it's time to sell. And we saw that yesterday on KORS. The same way I played this stock yesterday. We had a big run up into the day before earnings. We had a gap up, and it sold off. Everybody was taking profit. And this one sold off big time. So I was looking for the same thing. When I see these charts on earnings, these are the ones that I gravitate to. So I actually jumped on Twitter early this morning, right here. Now I split these trades into 2 charts. This is the first part of the morning, and the next slide is going to be the second part. But you see, I got in this early, and my idea was to get in this and, get in with some size. So I got it in my swing account where I have more buying power, and I'm able to, take some good size. Because I'm going to be honest with you, and this is the wrong way to think, I know. But I was thinking this morning that this can be a $3,000 to $5,000 a day. Easy. If I sized up on Twitter and made the moves that I thought we were going to have today. And it started out good. I got in here, and once we had a little bit of trouble here, I added a couple shares to it because I thought we were going to just explode up toward 30, 35. But we didn't. And I was able to take profit, periodically here, and I held a little piece. We had a pullback, and, I took some profit off here. And I waited, to reset. So we ended up, so here I got in at 811. I started with 1,000 shares, added 250. I started to add another 500 to it, but, I just added 250 at 33, 34. So I had a pretty decent average here. And then I took some off at 33.70. Took some more off at 34.05. And then 34.60. When it looked like we were running into a brick wall. And obviously it was a brick wall. That was kind of a smart thing to do. And I just held a little piece on. And took the rest off here at 33. I gotta find the times. But no, here it is. I'm sorry. I got, this was the last cover here. Because I took the first cover was here. Second cover was here. The third cover was right here. Okay, I had it mixed up. And then, after the open, we had a pullback, and so I covered, here at 33, and then I ended up flipping it short. Because, once I realized that the run up was gone, remember I said I was looking for it to get bought up first and then tank like KORS did yesterday. And what this is, these are the Johnny Come Lately guys buying. And that's what runs this up. And the seasoned traders, they're selling into these guys. So I'm just looking to follow, the run up. I know that this isn't going to last. I already know that this isn't going to get in and just keep going up. So I'm just playing, what I know based on experience is what's going to happen. And then, once I took it off down here, I went ahead and got short. And I took off, I was going to piece out. I wasn't going to take half and then half. But I took 300 off when we got this quick flush. And then as it came back up, it stopped me out at break even. So I got short again right here. And I didn't take any at 32. I mean, I almost did, but I didn't. I thought we were going to fall through it. We never did retest it. So I ended up stopping out and then got back in. Short again. Stopped out twice. Rushing. I wasn't taking my time and waiting for this thing to set up. I just got into a rush. And, I got excited about how the morning started out and just slowly gave back half of what I did. Trying to, make this thing happen. And then finally, I waited for it to come down, get under the moving averages, and got short here and, covered throughout. I broke it up into 4 pieces. And covered at 31.95, 31.40, 30.50, and then back at 31.43. And I followed the same stop and profit taking stops that I did, we talked about in class yesterday. I followed that same, pattern here. Once I took this second cover, or this cover down here, this was going to be a profit stop. Back at the first area, I took profit. So that was the morning. The morning was pretty good. I battled back and had pretty much got back everything that I had given back here. And, we were kind of well on our way. And so here's where we got in after lunch. Okay, so we covered through here. I waited and waited and waited, and it looked like we were going to make a move here. And after lunch, I like to just get in and just let the trade work. Almost like a swing trade. You get in and you have your profit targets in mind and just let it work. Once I got in, I switched to a 30-minute chart and just watched that chart. And I did have to hold through, some mess here. But I knew we were coming back. I had every ounce of faith that eventually we would get back. If we didn't get back today, we would get back tomorrow. We would come in. And I was positioned to hold this because this was my swing account, and I didn't have a problem holding this overnight until it settled in. Now obviously if we had come back and broke through this level, I would have got out of it, because you can see this level held as support here pre-market, held as support here after we opened, and then it took a minute to break this, and now once we broke it, it held as resistance. So I felt pretty good about using this level and using this as my line in the sand. So for a swing trade, you're going to give it a lot more room to to work, because you have a larger potential profits, and that's what we were looking at. So I got short here and just held it through, and then once we got the trade to start working, I was able to take profit. And I was hoping we would sell off pretty good into the close, but we didn't. We recovered, and I ended up having to cover the rest right at the close. And but this is what I like to do: lock into one stock and trade it. It'll buck you off once or twice, but if you have the pulse of the stock and you see that you've got an overall downward trend, the downward trend never really broke. We never started making higher highs. So there's no indication that that this was turning around and that we were going to get stopped out. No indication at all. So I just trusted the technicals. I trusted me reading the chart and the price action, and it paid off. I didn't get the $3,000 to $5,000 that I thought I was going to get today. It probably would have been over 3 had I not, got stopped out twice. Got stubborn and kind of got out of sync. But overall, I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty good about today. So 22 after commissions, 22.62.18 for the day. Not a bad day. SCG is still working good. My profit target is like 34. This is around where I took profit at the first target. We did bounce and pull up a little bit, but we are coming back in, and I'm waiting for it to hit my target. Now, I may take it all off tomorrow since it's Friday and I don't want to hold it over the weekend. Especially a stock like this is in a potential merger. They're in talks. It's been approved by the federal regulators. So now I think they just have to crunch some numbers. And I think the company doesn't realize how bad of shape SCG is in. Especially now that the governor doesn't want to allow them to charge customers for that failed nuclear plant. In order for the company to be able to charge these customers, it had to go through Congress, the local state government. And in order to stop it, it has to go through the local state government. But the governor is I don't know if he's done it yet or he is drafting something that will relieve the customers of any obligation they have since the project was scrapped. And that's going to make SCG, it's going to be strapped for cash. And the company's not going to look as good as it did, initially. So some things might have to be tweaked. But I don't want to be caught on the wrong side when news comes out. That's not what I want to do. So still holding SCG is still working. We're still coming down. And I wish I had put the chart on here, but I didn't. But that's the swing trade that I'm looking to close out. So this was my day. I hope everybody else had a great day. It wasn't what I wanted, a couple of loose trades, but overall I feel it was a very successful day. And we'll look to do the same thing tomorrow. This is, what I'm doing is, trading the average Joe way. This is real trading. It's not scripted. We're finding these stocks. We're not pumping them. We're not front running. You get to see me when I take the trade. You hear me thinking about it. A lot of times I'm thinking out loud and you hear me talking. Sometimes it may be incoherent and you don't understand a word I'm saying, but eventually you'll figure it out. But just having, a lot of fun right now, and just want to keep this momentum going and drive into the next month and finish this first quarter strong. All right, guys, so have a great evening, a great night, or a great morning, depending on where you are. And I'll see you tomorrow in chat.